Alright guys, what's going on, and welcome to the polishing step of the Raptor project. So we've got our signature Sonax Perfect Finish to use as our polish, and of course we have our yellow foam pad to pair it with. So I love to use that combination on speed like between 3 and 4 on my LHR 15. So I know a lot of you guys were asking, what speed are you doing? Thanks for the info, but it would actually be really helpful about what speed you're doing. That's gonna depend on a few different factors. Again, I'm just kind of a weekend guy, so this is just what I'm doing. It may not be the best thing to do. On the Raptor, I don't really see a need to go faster than speed 4. Definitely not faster than speed 4 because the paint is correcting pretty well. And then speed 3, if I'm kind of working in a tight area, I'd rather, kind of go lower on the speed, lower on the heat, that sort of thing. So that's kind of my rationale for doing speed 3 to 4. It seems to work pretty well, and it seems to finish off really well. After you paint correct a vehicle, especially a large vehicle, you're like, wow, it looks so good. No one's gonna know if I don't polish it. And as detail oriented as I am, in my mind, I'm like, should I just not polish? That would save me so much time. No one would know, but we're not really doing this for other people. We're probably doing it for ourselves if you're like me. So I'm gonna show you why you definitely do wanna polish. And even though Just Car Correction Compound does finish off pretty well, it does not finish off as good as Sonax Perfect Finish. So let me show you. I stopped right here. I polished this part of the fender. I didn't polish right here. Of course, we took out the little hood vent thing, and I'll polish that up as well. But let me show you really quick why you would want to polish. And I think you guys know why you'd want to polish, but this is just sort of the satisfying result. So I did polish right here. Looks pretty good, right? I mean, especially for a truck, and then you kind of go over here, it looks more hazy. So down here is a little more obvious where I stopped if you go right there. So if you can see the difference, this is kind of where I stopped pretty much, and then right to the right, it's hazy. So this is the Just Car Correction Compound, which, from a distance, you're like, oh wow, that truck looks really good. Well, guess what? If you actually look at it, there's a lot more metallic flake and sort of pop to the paint after you polish, of course. So I'd rather have the truck looking like this than looking like this, even though this looks good from like 10 to 15 feet away, but in most cases, that's kind of the way it works anyways. Not gonna lie, this is kind of fun. Standing in the bed of your truck, polishing the roof that literally no one will see. But I'll see it. I'll see it when I stand in the bed. And that's all that matters. And this is how I'm gonna do it. Speed 4, we're gonna be a little quick with it. Speed 4, 2 to 3 passes, move on. can't believe it, but we're done polishing the truck. The truck came out really, really well, minus the love bugs, which sucks, but it's only on the plastic bumper part. So it's on this front bumper. It's barely, the love bugs barely etched on kind of the metal. You know, the hood doesn't have very many love bug remnants, but the mirror caps do. So let's walk around the truck before I talk for like 20 minutes, and we will wrap up the polishing step. After you do this, you want to take off the tape, final inspection, and then wipe it down with CarPro eraser or some sort of isopropyl alcohol to prep the surface before we go ahead and coat the truck. Anyways, here's a brief little look. You know, looks good. Clarity is really nice. This ruby red, I mean, metallic paint just pops. Even if it's swirled up, it usually looks pretty good from far away. The hood is looking good. There are a few minor scratches still, but I just didn't really feel like chasing every single thing. A lot of you guys will be like, oh, it's a truck. Well, I just spent like 25 hours paint correcting it. So it's not just a truck for me. This is a vehicle that I'm going to pretty much keep in as best condition as possible, which I guess is no different than any other vehicle I own. So that's really nothing new, but up here gets a little tricky. So I got the Nano here, and the Mini just fits really nicely there. I'm gonna put the little inserts back in. I actually am not gonna do plastics this time around, but I will do the trim restorer just on those. I'll pop those back in, and then I'll spend some time with the door handles and the B pillars and stuff like that. So it's nice. The truck has large panels, so large square. It's significantly bigger than the E46. But it's a lot less trickier, which means I don't have to go back and repolish or repaint correct because I didn't do a good enough job. But this is, I mean, you guys, whatever you see, you get. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. On camera, I think this is a pretty accurate representation of reality. Yeah, so this thing, ruby red, guys, ruby red, looks so beautiful. The tail lights came out nice. There's really not any scratches or anything, although the other tail light does have like a deeper gash kind of right there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a deeper gash, which kind of makes sense. Older vehicles, especially trucks, they get kind of banged up a little bit more. All right, guys, so that's gonna do it for the polishing step of the Ford Raptor. Ruby red, so beautiful. Even before it was paint corrected, it looked good, like on the road roll. It looks so freaking sweet. Anyways, wrapping this up, links are in the description, and the full episode links are in the description as well. If you guys want to watch that in order, I'll probably try to make a playlist too. So if you want to watch like Ford Raptor correction or whatever series, I'm gonna do that as well. So the plastics and the other like parts of the truck will be a different set of videos. They're not really going to be part of this series necessarily, because I'll probably wait a few weeks to do those, because doing a project like this makes me abandon everything else in my life, social life, work life. I'm really kind of pushing my limits here when I take on a big project like this, especially right after I took off on the E46. So I have a lot going on, but it'll be good once this is done. It'll be easy living and easy living with. So anyways, any questions, guys, comment below as usual. If you have a project you're working on, I'm always happy to help you. So send me an email and I can at least give you my perspective on that. Maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. So it's worth a try probably. And yeah, so thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.